Some people live for the fortune. Some people live just for the fame. Some people live for the power, yeah. Some people live just to play the game. Some people think that the physical things define what's within, and I've been there before, but that life's a bore, so full of the superficial. And some people want it all, but I don't want nothing at all. If it ain't you, baby, if I ain't got it, you, baby. Some people want diamond rings, some just want everything, but everything means nothing if I ain't got you. Yeah. Some people search for a fountain. The promise is forever young. You know, some people need 3 dozen roses, and that's the only way to prove you love them. Hand me the world on a silver platter, and what good would it be with no one to share, with no one who truly cares for me? Some people want it all, but I don't want nothing at all. If it ain't you, baby, if I ain't got it, you, baby. Some people want diamond rings, some just want everything, but everything means nothing if I ain't got you, you, you. Some people want it all, but I don't want nothing at all. If it ain't you, baby, if I ain't got you, baby. Some people want diamond rings, some just want everything, but everything means nothing if I ain't got you. If I ain't got you with me, baby. Ooh, so nothing in this whole world don't mean a thing. I ain't got you with me, baby.
Really?
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
it's like light. I don't.
At least I don't have makeup that's gonna ruin it, right? You knew I went ham with all day. You knew that was about to happen.
When the eagles forget how to fly, and it's 20 below in July, and when violets turn red and roses turn blue, I'll be still in love with you. I live to be around you. You take my breath away.
And now holding hands and looking into each other's eyes, because today two families becomes in only one. It is one of life's richest surprises when an accidental meeting of two life paths has led them together, alone and one uncommon path as husband and wife. But it's also one of life's finest experiences when a casual relationship grows into a permanent union of love. It's this meeting and this foundation bringing us today. Es una de las sorpresas más ricas de la vida cuando un encuentro accidental crece y se forma un solo camino en el cual avanzan como marido y mujer. Pero también es una de las mejores experiencias de la vida cuando una relación casual crece y se convierte en una unión permanente. Este encuentro y esta fundación nos reúnen el día de hoy. Family and friends, we welcome you today to witness the marriage between Mariel and Chris. Familiares y amigos, les damos la bienvenida en el día de hoy para presenciar el matrimonio de Mariel y Chris. You have shared but also contribute to the life in the past, and today you are witnessing their marriage ceremony. So they ask you, all of you, family and friends, to always stay in their future together. Ustedes han compartido y contribuido en sus vidas, en el pasado también, pero en el día de hoy son parte muy importante porque han sido llamados a presenciar esta ceremonia de matrimonio. You have known each other from the first glance as acquaintance. Up to this point in commitment and during this time, you have been making promises in a very informal way. All those conversations that include I will, you will, and we will, but also all those sentences that include a someday, somehow, what it may be, all of them are unspoken matters of the heart. Desde esa primera mirada y hasta este punto del compromiso, durante todo este tiempo han realizado promesas y acuerdos de una manera informal. Todas estas conversaciones que incluyen un yo puedo, tú puedes, tú lo harás y nosotros podemos. Todas estas frases que incluyen algún día, de alguna manera o un tal vez. Todas estas son promesas y asuntos tácticos del corazón. Marriage is a union made between two people, but also establish rights and obligations for husband and wife, but also for their children and family. But marriage is also more than just a formality, more than just an agreement. El matrimonio es una unión hecha entre dos personas. También establece derechos y obligaciones entre marido y mujer para sus hijos y familiares en el futuro. Pero este matrimonio también es más que una simple formalidad, más que un simple acuerdo. It's the most important relationship, and this should be a journey with love and understanding. And now that you have decided to be together as husband and wife, this love has grown. Es la relación más importante y esto debe ser un viaje con amor y comprensión del uno hacia el otro. Y ahora que han decidido vivir juntos como marido y mujer, el amor y la comprensión debe ser el centro de su nuevo hogar. For them, family, this marriage is only enduring love, but also an expression of their commitment to each other. For the rest of us in here, family and friends, it's a very good occasion to be reminded about bonds between family and friends and how important are family and friends to us. Para ellos, este matrimonio es amor duradero. Es la expresión de un compromiso mutuo. Para el resto de nosotros, es la ocasión que nos recuerda los lazos importantes entre familiares y amigos. But marriage is also to go forward without knowing what the future is about to bring. It is always taking and holding this true commitment that you're promising to each other. Es avanzar juntos sin saber exactamente lo que el futuro les pueda brindar. Se necesitará de un compromiso para siempre mantenerse fieles en este viaje que ambos prometieron compartir juntos. And for any of us in here who has been very lucky and fortunate enough to find and express this kind of love and devotion, should know that this is awesome and a beautiful thing to celebrate. Happiness in marriage is not something that just happened. A good one should be created by two, no? La felicidad en el matrimonio no es algo que simplemente sucede. Un buen matrimonio debe de crearse entre dos. In marriage, sometimes the little things becomes in our biggest things, no? A veces en el matrimonio las pequeñas cosas suelen ser las grandes cosas. But it's never been too old to hold hands. Remember that, Chris. Okay? Nunca se es demasiado viejo como para no sostenerse de las manos. And it's remembering to say I love you at least once a day. Chris told me he's gonna do 28 times a day just to make sure, no? I think it's a good number. Nunca se es demasiado viejo como para sostenerse de las manos y es recordar decir te amo al menos una vez al día. It is never going to sleep angry. I think it's the most important advice you can take today, no? Es nunca irse a dormir enojados. And this beautiful courtesy that we are celebrating in here today, this one should not end at the honeymoon, but it should continue through all the years. Este cortejo no debe terminar con la luna de miel, mas debe seguir a través de todos estos años juntos. Standing and facing this world together as one. Es pararse juntos y enfrentar a este mundo como uno. It's not marrying the right partner, it is always being the right one. No es casarse con la pareja perfecta, es ser la pareja ideal. My hope for you is this, that you have many and many years just to delight in each other's company, but also feel the gratitude about having found love in each other. To love, but also to be loved by all family and friends that are here today. I want you to acknowledge your family and friends and say hello to them. Beautiful people here today. You can all rise, family, please. Todos de pie, por favor. Family and friends, believe it or not, now you're forming a circle that gathers, kicks, and supports this beautiful marriage. Each and every one of you, family and friends, has been called to uphold them upon loving each other, to always stand beside them and not between them. Offer to them, to this beautiful couple, all your love and support, and never do your judgment. When they ask you for advices, offer the best one you could, and in this way you can always honor this beautiful marriage. Now I'm going to ask you, family and friends, did you promise to offer your love and support for Chris and Maria? Yes, we do. Yes. Now let me hear that louder. Yes, we do. Yes. Okay, you can all be seated, family. Todos sentados. At this time, Chris, look into your stunning and beautiful bride. I know she got you a little nervous in here today, no? That's a good sign of love. Un poquito, no? Would you take Marielle to be your wife? Would you love, honor, share everything good and bad times, and promise to always stay true to health in this marriage as long as you both shall live?
I do.
Marielle, would you take Chris to be your husband, to love, honor, share everything, take care of his beard? That's very important for us, for men, okay? Would you always remain faithful to this promise of love you're making today? Now, family, pay attention. The most important part of this wedding ceremony has come. It is to hear their wedding vows. Their wedding vows are a lifetime promise of love between them. So we are very lucky that we got the chance to listen to them. Now, pay attention.
Christopher Arrow Herring. From this day forward, our lives will forever be changed. I look at you standing before me now, and I'm in awe. Not just at the person you are, but at the love that you bring into my life. It's felt by everyone in this space. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for co-creating magical moments like this every day in my life. Chris, we stand here today aligned by the planets. Our paths have continuously led us to this moment, and I believe that the universe has conspired to bring us together. I vow to honor its sanctity. I vow to support you through all of life's changes. This journey with you has been magical, and you've opened me up to new perspectives. I pray that our marriage is a continuation of opportunities for us to create our own unique traditions and make our own rules. It's an honor to share space and time with you. You see me for who I aspire to be, and for that I am forever grateful. I love you in this lifetime and in the ones my parents left behind for me to come find you. Eras, eres y siempre serás tú. Te amo.
Wow, let me hear an applause, family. ¿Dónde está el aplauso?
To Muriel. Muriel Estevez, because you don't have a middle name. A couple weeks ago, just after the clock struck midnight on New Year's, we sat on our couch and sort of randomly chose to watch The Wizard of Oz. As we started to watch, I got emotional because it's a movie I watched almost every year on Easter with my sister and my late mother. But I also grew emotional because the film holds so much symbolism for me as it relates to you, even though you'd never seen it before. When I met you in 2010, not long after my mom passed in 2008, it represented my life flashing into color again. The same way Dorothy's went from black and white when she stepped into the land of Oz. I'd never met anyone like you before, who owns snakes and likes ferrets and hedgehogs and wants to know all the movie spoilers beforehand and know whether a film is worth watching. And I know I could live the next 10,000 lifetimes and still never meet someone like you again. Growing up, my dad taught me to limit the promises I make, to ensure that I always keep them. And my mom always told her friends that she wasn't worried about raising a good son, but she wanted to raise a son who would someday make a good husband. So here's my vow to you. I'll work my hardest to be a good man for you. Consistent, kind, patient. I'll stand by you when times are challenging and try to tangle your heart with mine, even when we're upset with each other. I'll pray for your family and mine. And I'll seek to be a better listener even when my natural instinct is to talk or be heard. I'll try to extend myself more in moments where you're falling short, knowing that you'll do the exact same thing for me. And I'll try my best to make time stand still in the moments where everything is spinning around us, just so you can know that I'm here. I loved you 15 years ago. I love you now. I'll love you forever.
Estos anillos son un símbolo de unidad, el cual indican que sus dos vidas ahora están unidas en un círculo intacto. También indica que donde quiera que estén siempre regresarán el uno al otro. Durante años, novios intercambian anillos como un símbolo de sus votos de amor. Este representa un regalo, el cual llevarán por el resto de sus días. Por tanto, que este anillo no es perfecto. En algún momento tendrá rayaduras e imperfecciones en la banda exterior, pero si te fijas en la banda interior, esta conserva sus nombres y también permanecerá intacta. De esta misma forma, siempre quedará su amor hoy, mañana y siempre. For 1,000 years, lovers exchange rings as a very good token for their vows and promise of love to each other. This one is a gift to you, no? But as you wear them for the rest of your life, it also means whatever place you may go in the future, you always will be returning to each other like the two pieces in here today. Later on, this one will collect nick and scratches and a bend outside, no? But if you take a look to the band inside, the one that should have your names on it, this one should remain perfect, shiny and brand new. That means in the same way, always your marriage.
I offer you this ring as a symbol of my love and devotion. May this always be a reminder of my vows of love to you.
I offer you this ring. Sorry, she had to take the ring off first. Oh. As a symbol of my love and devotion. May this always be a reminder of my vows for you today.
It is now with a very great confidence, but also a lot of the deep affection, that we are sending you in this a new journey of life and love together. May love and peace always be with you. And now you has declared this love by exchanging vows, and what a vows, family and friends, no? But also by giving and receiving of the rings. I personally wish for you all the happiness that marriage can bring. Y ahora es con gran esperanza y emoción que les enviamos en este viaje de la vida juntos. Que el amor y la paz siempre esté con ustedes. Que sean sabios y valientes en la vida que les espera juntos. Y que la felicidad que comparten hoy con nosotros esté con ustedes por siempre. And now the time has come. I do pronounce you husband and wife. Chris, you may kiss your beautiful bride. Todos de pie, por favor. You can all rise, family. It is an honor and a pleasure to announce for the very first time that you, Mr. and Mrs. Perry.
With all my heart, I love you, baby. Stay with me, and you will see my arms will hold you, baby. Never leave, 'cause I believe I'm in love. Sweet love, help me calling out your name. I feel no shame, I'm in love. Sweet love, don't you ever go away. It'll always be this way. Your heart has called me closer to you. I will be all that you need. Just trust in what we're feeling. Never leave, 'cause baby, I believe in this love. Sweet love, help me calling out your name. I feel no shame, I'm in love. Sweet love, don't you ever go away. It'll always be this way. There's no stronger love in this world. Oh baby, no, you're my man, I'm your girl. I'll never go. Wait and see, can't be wrong. Don't you know this is where you belong? Oh, how sweet this dream, how lovely, baby. Stay right here, never fear, I will be all that you need. Never leave, 'cause baby, I believe in this love. Sweet love, help me calling out your name. I feel no shame, I'm in love. Sweet love, don't you ever go away. It'll always be this way. Sweet
This is the point when I called to this room the reason why we're here. It's just that I am going to introduce first their court. Este es el momento en el que yo les presento a ustedes la razón por la cual estamos aquí. Sin embargo, lo que voy a hacer primero es presentarles a todos ustedes la corte nupcial. Así que vamos a darle la bienvenida a las damas. So, let's welcome the bridesmaids. And there you have Adriana, Monchi, Lisa, and the maid of honor, Ivelice. Let's get ready to welcome the second part. And they are the groomsmen. Nick, Evan, Corey, and the best man, Marcus. Now you're gonna help me to welcome the king and queen. Ya les di las herramientas, así que ustedes me van a ayudar a dar una calurosa bienvenida al rey y la reina de la noche. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. and Mrs. Los Señores Herring.
I never knew such a day could come, and I never knew such a love could be inside of one. I never knew what my life was for, but now that you're here, I know for sure.
I never knew till I looked in your eyes.
No, babe.
I wasn't complete till the day you walked into my life. And I never knew that my heart could feel so precious and pure. One love so real.
Can I just see you every morning?
Every
Can I
morning,
open my
baby.
eyes? Can I just feel your heart beating beside me every night? Can we just feel this way together till the end of all time?
Can I just spend my life with you?
Now, baby, the days and the weeks and the years will roll by, but nothing will change the love inside of you and I.
And baby, I'll never find any words that could explain just how much my heart, my life, my soul, you've changed. When no one else understands, can we tell God in the whole world I know you're my man? You're my man. Just feel how much I love you. One touch of my hand. Oh, baby. Can I just spend my life with you?
No touch has ever felt so wonderful.
And no deeper love.
Veo lo felices que están al bailar. Es el momento, el día llegó. Los corazones latiendo a la vez. Nada existe a su alrededor. Antes mi amor le bastaba y ya no. Yo era el uno en su corazón. Ella aún es mi mundo y lo sabes bien. Así que cuídala tú por los dos. La vida cambia y tiene que seguir, y debo confiártela a ti. Yo primero la amé y la cuidé. Desde que la abracé vive en mi corazón. Fui su primer amor, suspiraba por mí, pero ahora es momento de dejarla ir. Yo recé porque ella...
Fuerte el aplauso, fuerte el
Y hoy la
aplauso.
pongo en tus manos más
Beautiful.
Oh, do you remember
when the family was everything. Oh, do you remember? It was so long ago and so much has changed. I wanna go back. Wanna go back to those simple days. I wanna go back. But now we've grown and gone our separate ways. Times is hard, and things are changing. I pray to God that we can remain the same. All I'm trying to say is our love don't have to change. No, it don't have to change. Do you remember back at Granny's house on Christmas Day? Help me sing. Do you remember how we gather round and sing all day? And I wanna go back to playing basketball and a football game.
Let me hear those hands one more time. Fuerte aplauso una vez más.
Hi, everybody. My name is Evelise. I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet before I talk too much and regret it later. Muriel has been one of my greatest friends, from sharing a room with a bunch of girls in Miami to having to hype ourselves up to go outside because we'd rather be in bed. She's been there. Our friendship has always remained strong, and for that, I'm grateful. Mary is the kind of friend that you can talk to about anything. Want to spill some tea? Call Mary. Need someone to talk you through an existential crisis in the meaning of life? Also call Muriel. She'll be the only person you can call that won't think you're crazy when you think someone from beyond has sent you a message. She'll feed into all your delusions because that's who she is. She believes in the magic and the beauty that's here on earth with us. I can always count on my friend to help me see how amazing and beautiful the world truly is. She's the friend you take on a 24-hour Vegas layover on Memorial Day weekend with no plans. That's where I saw the dangers of falling asleep under the desert sun. I'd tell you how and for how long she ended up passed out by the pool, but that is a long story. But this is the same girl that would show up to your house for 24 hours to help you clean your home and meet your 2-day-old baby. She'll travel across the country just to give you and your baby a hug. Muriel is the embodiment of love. She's unlike anyone else you know. The girl has 2 pet snakes. And sometimes I wonder how anyone can love a snake, but Muriel can. And she will really try to tell you that her snakes love her back. She shows up so authentically as herself, and she gives everyone else the space to do the same. She sees me and all her loved ones exactly as we are and just meets us there. She's that friend that you bring along for the journey that is life. I've said so many nice things about Muriel, so let me tell you something weird about her now. She's actually pretty antisocial. Her phone is always dead, and she doesn't care. If you can't reach her, it's quite literally your problem. Sometimes you won't hear from her for days, and when she catches you up on what she's been doing, she'll be like, I've been cleaning my house in the quiet for the last 3 days, and I haven't spoken to anyone, and she thinks that's normal. Muriel has this great apartment in Harlem that she used to live in, a perfect, cozy space, but she doesn't like to have guests over. So don't worry, it's not you, it's just her. It takes her like 3 to 5 business days to warm up to the idea of having anyone at her place. And as someone that just pours so much into others, she just needs that place to recharge for herself. Anyway, one day she's all like, I have a boyfriend. He lives in Chicago. Someone I had reconnected with after some time. I was like, wow, this is perfect for you. Like, if long distance was going to work for somebody, it's going to work for Muriel. She's got her space and she got her man. Some time went by and I'm trying to know about this mystery man from Chicago. Like, who is this guy? She dead asked about this. She just keeps soft launching a relationship online, posting some cute places and fits of her in Chicago. Like, okay, girl, we get it. You want us to know, but you don't. But finally, I get to meet him. We go out to my favorite neighborhood bar, and I just can't wait. I'm gonna see my bestie, and I'm gonna meet her boo. Third wheeling is exciting because you're about to find out if your girl is out of her mind. But really, Chris, it was a great first date between me and you because Muriel literally watched us talk the entire time. She was just checking in like she was the waitress. She was just quietly observing us, and I knew that look. It was a look of relief. Like, yes, this man is not embarrassing, and I can take him outside. That night, I found out that Muriel had herself a perfect gentleman, someone who's smart, kind, handsome, and easy to be around. And she had that little twinkle in her eyes staring at us because she knew she found a gem, someone to match that light in her life. Anyway, we parted ways that evening, and I watched them walk down the street together, and I realized that man is staying in her apartment. And from then, I knew I should remember the details of that day to give you the speech that I'm giving you today. Muriel and Chris, I'm thrilled for you guys. You deserve a life filled with love and joy. Never forget that. Cling on to the love you have for each other and put that in front of everything and everyone, and you'll see how beautifully everything will unfold. Please never forget how perfect and beautiful you both look today. Okay, if you have a drink, have a little toast for the newlyweds. 'Cause I'm ready to take off my shoes and have my first drink. Cheers to Muriel and Chris. I love you guys so much and can't wait to cheer you on through life.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say thank you, everyone, for joining us in the celebration of Chris and Mario. Now, only these two can bring us together in the midst of all the crazy times we have going on in the States, all the way to the Dominican Republic. So thank you very much. So as the best man, I really appreciate Mariel and Chris allowing me to say a few words. And with this speech, I'd like to highlight a few numbers that really tell the story of these two from my perspective. First is the number 32. 32 years on this earth, I've been knowing this man over here. Kindergarten. So for those here who know Chris, okay, so let's put that into context. That's 32 years of NSYNC and Boyz II Men sing-alongs. 32 years of my life stopping for Michigan football. 32 years of Chris and I walking downtown and him stopping every person he saw with a Michigan hat to say, "Go Blue." Shout out Michigan alumni, okay. That's also 32 years of growing together and dominating HF and Park District basketball. So we had a 2-year span where over the course of 2 years, we only lost 3 combined games. Don't even get me into those losses, that's another story. That's 32 years of going on movie dates and with junior high crushes, endless inside jokes, at family vacations, including Chris stacking chairs like Jenga pieces on a cruise ship, and countless sleepovers with us waking up at 3 a.m. to go to church the next day. Now, oftentimes, during these sleepovers, Chris and his sister Kiara's dad, Cedric Herring, would still be awake, working likely on one of the books that he was publishing as a professor. And while that's impressive, for me, what was more impressive was the voice that would reverberate from the floors upstairs all the way to the basement. And that was their mom, Marcia Herring, one of the most absolute sweetest and scariest people you'd ever meet, especially about missing church. Chris would be used to this voice, and he'd hear it all the time. But whenever I'd hear her scream at us at 3 in the morning, wake up and go to church, I was the first person in the shower getting ready. I did not want to feel that wrath of her in the morning. I don't even know if God could save me from that. I was like, look, you know what? So most importantly, I experienced 32 years of family with this man. And I'd like everyone here to please raise a glass to Cedric and Marcia Herring, who are looking down on this union as such proud parents. So let's take a moment to cheers them. All right, so the next number is 15. Mariel, I'm looking at you. 15 years on this earth, I've been knowing this lovely woman, Mariel, and I'm so grateful to call you my friend and a friend within my inner circle. I'll never forget visiting Chris in New York some years after college. We would always analyze and dissect our dating games as if we were trying to break through a boxing one zone. Mariel, that's an ode to your team, by the way, so. And Chris was going on and on about this woman he met at a restaurant in New York. And I could tell something was different. Now, sometimes Chris can be just a bit long-winded, but this time in particular, he was going and on and on, so I knew this was something a little different. So I met Muriel 15 years ago, and the one thing that stuck out to me was the passion and energy she had, not only for Chris, but for those around her. That much was evident. Now, I know things didn't work out then, but I recall telling Chris that the important things and people in life have a way of circling back. So then for me, fast forward to November 2021, and Chris tells me he's going to a wedding in DC. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. He said, oh, I'm bringing Mariel. Andy, that was your wedding, so he says I'm bringing Mariel, and I say, wait, you mean OG Mariel from New York? And Chris assured me, yes, OG Mariel from New York was going to DC for that wedding, and DC turned into Paris, which turned into Chicago for New Year's Day. They were with my wife and I, and then a number of amazing cities that year. All that travel just to see each other leads me to number one. One text thread between Chris and I ahead of their proposal in Hawaii that I'd actually like to share with you that I think encapsulates the love for Mariel and her undeniable passion for him. Now, I'm going to read this text thread, but if you recall, this was a few years ago. There was a huge snowstorm. It blew out the Southwest airline system. There was a lot of issues if you all are from the States. So I'm going to read this text thread verbatim for you all. It's legal tonight. All right, so here's Chris. I had a simple Chicago to Phoenix, then Phoenix to Maui set of flights. But last night, Southwest randomly switched me to flying through Oakland instead of Phoenix. Okay, no biggie. But then I land in Oakland, and one of the flight attendants for the Oakland to Maui flight never shows up. 1 hour goes by, 2 hours go by, then they cancel it altogether. I start hearing rumblings that it might happen, so I was smart. And I started looking into other options, just in case. So I booked another Southwest flight, just in case. That one will fly me from Oakland to Honolulu, then to Maui for later that night. Parentheses, I'm currently on the flight to Honolulu right now. But with that being a two-pronged flight, I didn't trust it. So I looked at what I could do to get me directly there. Now I say, Chris, this all sounds like something out of a movie. He says, found a direct San Francisco to Maui flight through United. Bought it instantly. 10 minutes later, it got canceled. Then bought a direct San Francisco to Maui flight through Alaskan Air, which is the best on-time rate, lowest cancel rate in the industry. So this man is doing research at the same time he's booking his flights. Okay. Continue on from Chris. I waited an hour and a half from them to pull my bags off the canceled Oakland to Maui flight, grabbed them, hopped in an Uber to San Francisco's airport. As I tried to check in for Alaska's air flight, I see it had been canceled too. So I have an Uber driver turn around and take me back to Oakland, which I just left, to see if I got enough time to check my bags and go through security there again. And that's where I'm at currently, on a flight to Honolulu, praying they won't cancel my Honolulu to Maui flight. And then, okay, flight gets me there at 10 because I don't want to wake up on Christmas without the love of my life. Not for this trip. Just want to start off the right way. LOL. When I checked in and tried to get my bags, the man was like, "Sir, why do you have 3 flights from here?" He didn't know where I was going. Even the guy at security was confused what I was doing. He'd asked to see my ID, then saw multiple itineraries. I'm just wildin'. So I read that to you to say, no, Chris, you weren't wildin', you were just in love. Let's cheers, Chris and Mary O'Haring.
You just heard about my long-windedness, so I'm gonna save that for one night. But I would be remiss if I didn't say from the bottom of my heart, just to how much it fills my heart to see so many faces. Some I'm seeing for the first time, but I know how far you guys traveled. I know the money you had to have spent to make this possible, and I'm just so grateful to you guys wanting to pour into the beginning of our lives. Thank you. Genuinely thank you. We love you, and we are so grateful that you would join us today to be here for this occasion. Thank you.
Le quiero dar las gracias a todos por estar aquí en nuestro momento. Los apreciamos y ojalá que disfruten el resto de la noche. Thank you.
It's okay. Oh, pretty baby, don't let me down, I pray. Oh, pretty baby, now that I found you, stay and let me love you. Oh, baby, let me love you. Oh, baby, you're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like heaven to touch. I wanna hold you so much. As long as love has arrived, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you.